What's good, everyone? This your main correspondent, Alan Taylor, and I'm back in the broadcast room yet again. And this is what we at here. So apparently, the Marines, shout out to them, are going to be deployed in LA. First the National Guard touchdown. Now it's the Marines. And we all know that the Marines do not play any games out here. Shout out to them.
So what's the French coaches there to think about?
And I'm not saying that the National Guard is out there, playing games either. This is a serious situation that LA, California, period. This is a serious situation. And they're out there destroying a lot of things, and it's a lot of chaos going on out there, a lot of disruption, and it's sad to see. But this is where we're at. So we're going to go here now. And we're going to check this out. Quarters, nickels, and dimes, people.
And now to more breaking news out of Los Angeles tonight, where thousands are in the downtown area for a fourth day of protests as the demonstrations have become more violent.
Anti-ICE demonstrators are clashing with law enforcement and setting vehicles on fire downtown. Other videos show people hurling rocks at law enforcement vehicles from above overpasses. Now, within the last hour, we have confirmed 700 Marines from 29 Palms, California, have been ordered to join the 2,000 National Guardsmen already en route to Los Angeles as a response to that violence. Meantime, California Governor Gavin Newsom is pushing back and urging the Trump administration to reverse the deployment.
Hey, listen, look, that's not going to happen. Gavin Newsom, you out there playing games.
So what's the French coaches there to think about?
Why don't you have control of your state? Gavin Newsom, why don't you have control of your state, your cities, your counties, and things like that? You're supposed to be the governor. This is not supposed to be allowed. Legally, all this is crazy. They're burning cars in the middle of the street. They're terrorizing the citizens. They're blocking traffic. They're doing all types of egregious things out here. Talk about this shit as protest. This is not a protest. This is crazy and highly disrespectful. And, I don't understand, Gavin Newsom, or, I'm saying, whatever, and shit, man, Karen Bass, the mayor of Los Angeles, is just, she's out there. She's trash, too. This is crazy. Let's keep going here.
We begin here at 11 in Los Angeles. Authorities are bracing for a fifth day of demonstrations over deportation sweeps by ICE agents. Hundreds of Marines have now been deployed to the city, along with 2,000 more National Guard troops. This is all at President Trump's direction. As Danya Backus reports, protests against immigration enforcement are now popping up in other U.S. cities.
Tensions boiled over in downtown Los Angeles overnight following a day of mostly peaceful protests over ICE deportation raids.
I don't even know where we can go and be safe, where we can express ourselves without feeling intimidation of the police.
As officers moved in to break up crowds, some protesters threw
without feeling intimidation. Y'all out there blowing up cars. What are you talking about? And intimidation from the police. The police is trying to restore some order with all that chaos going on. This is like Escape from LA with Kurt Russell out here. This is crazy.
So what's the French coaches there to think about?
If y'all don't remember the movie Escape from LA, look it up. Man, dude, what is he talking about? Intimidation? Y'all out there fake protesting, blowing up cars, trying to, say that, all these illegal people that are being deported are natural citizens of this country. Where is that at?
flares and fireworks at police, resulting in dozens of arrests.
There is no tolerance for criminal activity under the guise of protest.
Bypassing California's governor, President Trump sent 2,000 additional National Guard troops to Los Angeles Monday to protect federal buildings, along with 700 U.S. Marines.
The introduction of federal military personnel without direct coordination creates logistical challenges and risks confusion during critical incidents.
I think the president is absolutely 100% right to step in.
Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass reacted to the deployment in an interview with CBS Evening News co-anchor Maurice Dubois.
When ICE came in, the raids happen, the federal government takes over the power away from the governor. That's all an experiment. This has not been done before. It was not asked for. It is not warranted.
What is she talking about? Not warranted, not asked for. Lady, they're out there waving the Mexican flag, which is a declaration of war. A declaration of war. Talking about, you know what I'm saying, this is our home too. How is America your home, but you waving the Mexican flag all over the place? What are we talking about here? Are you kidding me? Man, y'all need to stop this shit. And then Bass is sitting around here talking about, man, why aren't you actually for America? Who is she? Who is she? Who did y'all elect out there for your mayor? Who did y'all elect out there for y'all governor? This is crazy.
Demonstrations against ICE are now spreading to other cities, including San Francisco.
The people in our federal government who are making decisions to put troops on the streets and to round up members of our community need to see that we're not with them.
In Austin, police used tear gas to disperse crowds gathered at the state capitol, demanding an end to the Trump administration's deportation campaign. Danya Backus, CBS News, Los Angeles.
President Trump is defending his decision to send in National Guard troops to Los Angeles. He posted on social media this morning that if he hadn't, the city would, quote, be burning to the ground right now. California's Governor Gavin Newsom, he calls the move illegal, and he's filed a lawsuit claiming that the president's decision is an unprecedented power grab. Right now, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth is testifying before Congress about his budget, and he said the administration needed to step in when it comes to Los Angeles before the situation got out of control.
We've got a 13% increase in our defense budget, and we will have the capability to cover down on contingencies, which is something the National Guard and the Marine plan for. So we have the funding to cover down on contingencies, especially ones as important as maintaining law and order in a major American city. As far as training, all of the units on the ground have been fully trained in their capabilities of what they're executing on the ground. Well, thankfully,
in that exchange, Hegseth slammed the previous administration, saying that the Guard should have stepped in during unrest in Minneapolis in 2020 when protesters set a police station on fire. The Defense Department is activating 700 Marines in California.
Hey, it just is what it is here. It is what it is. This is crazy. I don't understand how we are sitting around here trying to justify that these people are burning, you know, cars and other things, you know what I'm saying, out there in LA. You know, all LA already, you know, California already had this wildfire this past year and stuff like that, which a lot of real estate got burnt. Man, this is wild, bro. This is wild. And they're just okay with this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Oh man, it's just a good thing, you know. All right. So we're about to go here now. Let's check out and see what some of the Marines have to say about this situation and things like that. These, what I'm about to play you now are, you know, the retired or ex-Marines of the situation and things like that. And they're going to explain how Marines actually work. Let's go here now.
This message goes out to everybody in Los Angeles. As a former Marine, tread lightly. This isn't the National Guard you guys are going to deal with anymore. You're dealing with the Marine Corps now. Full-time active duty Marines. And just a little PSA, a vast majority of Marines are conservatives. They do not like you. They swore an oath to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, which is you. You guys have been unaliving Jewish people all throughout the country, attacking Christians in Seattle, attacking political dissenters, and now attacking our federal agents who are just there doing their jobs and enforcing the law. You are a domestic enemy and a domestic threat. Now, if you don't already know, Marines are taught from the very beginning during their training how to unalive people. That is their specialty. In fact, they call themselves that, like, hey, what's up, unaliver? That's how they talk to each other.
Stop it.
What the French toast is there to think about?
Is that how they talk to each other? Now, listen, look, I'm not a Marine. I don't know. You know, these facts, this gentleman right here is saying this is what they say to each other. This is how they talk. Man, okay.
There was a song that we would sing every morning during our runs that went something like this. Feudalation, but instead of feudalation, put an M in front of it, okay? Feudalation, crush, unalive. If my left hook don't unalive him, then my right one will. It would make a lot more sense if I didn't have to censor my words on this app, but you understand what I'm trying to say. That is who the Marines are. All this to say, man, I'm not trying to sound like a badass. I'm not here trying to be cool or anything. I'm just letting you guys know, okay? Tread lightly. FAFO.
Hey, it is what it is at that point. This is wild right here. So we're going to keep going because, yes, we got more of these gentlemen that are actually trying to speak and say what's on their mind. Let's go here now.
I love all the people that are like, bring the Marines to LA. They won't do shit. We ain't scared of them. Brother, Marines are like junkyard dogs that are fed pent-up anger, Jack Daniels, and Monster energy drinks. I watch Marines beat the fuck out of each other for fun until 3 a.m, getting drunk off their ass just to wake up at 5 a.m, still drunk and go run 10 miles. They're like happy enough that they don't kill each other completely, but angry enough that when you say go, they just fucking see red. I promise you, they're not going to be worried about your little fucking vinegar and bleach and your fucking Molotov cocktails. You'll be running back to your mommy as soon as you see 100 fucking angry Marines charging at you with no regard for their life.
Whoa.
What the French toast is there to think about?
Hey, y'all remember still Team 6 that, you know, went over there and did their thing with the whole bin Laden situation? I mean, Jesus Christ, man. Listen, it is a part of our military. It's a certain segment of our military of men that have been programmed. And I mean programmed, just like how we've been programmed in society with all the things that we got going on out here in a daily, you know, in a daily basis. You know, it's all a programming. And when these men go into these segments of our military and they program them to be the elite type of individuals that can go out and survive in treacherous climate, treacherous conditions, things like that. You know what I'm saying? They're in swamps dealing with all types of diseases and all types of things and stuff like that. And you mean to tell me they get deployed and they're supposed to be scared of these individuals out there? Man, all right. I don't think this is. Of course, this is not going to turn up very well. I think these people need to quit this protesting on American soil, waving their, you know, their other flags on American soil. It's, man, declaring war on America. This is crazy. Let's keep going. Let's see what this gentleman here has to say.
I genuinely hope they don't send 2-7, but if they do, just understand they are coming from the most unpleasant place in the Marine Corps. They're sending in pissed off Marines. They're already pissed. So they might send the Marines into the LA ICE protests. And let me tell you something. I hope that doesn't happen. I really do, man. Do you guys understand the Marines that they would send? They're Marines from 2nd Battalion, 7th Marines. You have any idea where that's at? That's in 29 Palms, California. You ever been out there? It's not the most pleasant place. Okay, so I know a lot of you guys are coming on here and you're going, oh man, you know, some of the Marines aren't going to listen. They're not going to follow orders. They're not going to go. Let me explain something really, really clearly to you. The overwhelming majority of those Marines will follow every single order that they're given. And that happens all the time anyways. I remember going to Iraq, Afghanistan, whatever the deployment is, you had Marines refuse to go. It happens all the time, actually, guys. I know you guys never hear of it, but it happens. Hell, I had a kid when we were in Afghanistan. He got in trouble for a negligent discharge because he pew-pewed himself in the foot so that he could get sent home.
Damn.
I think it was like a 0331. I'm not just, you know, whatever. Shout out to my 31s out there. But let me tell you something, man. These guys are 20. It's hot in 29 Palms right now. It's hot. It's unpleasant. They would love to go to Los Angeles if for nothing else than to get out of that heat. They're out there raking the sand of a volleyball pit that never gets used in the hot sun every day. All right, they're picking up pebbles out of parking lots. They're painting rocks. They're out there doing gun drills every single day. Okay? And I know that there's a lot of people that got feelings about that. And then to top it all off, when I tell you that Marines bring a level of violence that your everyday average person does not understand, they don't understand it. You don't understand it. Marines, listen, I'm telling you, You're a regular civilian. You're out there protesting. You're throwing a flag down, and you're upset. I get it. And that's why I'm telling you, I hope they don't send the Marines. Because what the Marines are capable of, everybody knows. When you send the Marines in, we're not playing anymore. The games are over. It's over. Get in line, or you will be put in line extremely promptly. Okay, so I hope they don't send the Marines. I hope if you're seeing this, you cut out all the weirdness. And if you want to protest. I get it. There's a lot of people that are upset. But like I said, what do you guys think? Drop a comment, man.
Yo, hey, listen, look. He said it. He broke it down to a degree. You pay attention to what this man just said, things like that. To what all these gentlemen just said. Apparently, they have been a part of the Marine Corps at some point. And this is where we at right here. So listen, look. The situation in California is dire. And it's nowhere around this. I don't understand what these people are doing out there. You know what I'm saying? Talking about, some are talking about they're peacefully protesting, but actually what is being, seen on the news and things like the cars are burning, people are in dire straits out there. They're actually, doing egregious things to other people and stuff. Man, it's not cool. It's not cool. And this is where we at right here. So, I'm surprised martial law has not been declared in LA. I'm surprised martial law has not been declared in LA, but I think that's coming soon. And when martial law gets declared, it's gonna be game over for real.
What the French toast is there to think about?
They're not gonna play. They're not. They're already sending it. The National Guard has been sent in. The police officers that are a part of LA and things like that, they are being told to stand down. The National Guard's going, obviously the Marine Corps is going in, and I think the next step is to declare martial law. But it is what it is, though. Shout out to all my subscribers. Mad love to y'all. If you're new to the channel, please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Make sure you ring that bell to be notified whenever I decide to post things. And like I always say,
and that, my friends, is the bottom line.
That, my friends, is the bottom line.